Good morning, students. I am Prabhu, Assistant Professor, Department of English. This is the first poem of your textbook. The title of the poem is Homecoming Sun. The poet is Sigi Gabri Medin. Now come to being brainstorming. Who is an expatriate? An expatriate is a person who lives in outside countries. Why does one become an expatriate? Anybody go to different countries for the sake of education, in search of job or for other purposes and may settle down there only. There are many Indians who are living in UK, US, abroad, Sri Lanka, New Zealand or in other countries and become expatriates. They born in India. Their parents are living in India, but they are living in other countries. So they will become expatriates. The next question is, should one forget the land of his birth? Several trials, or should he return to his native? Yes, definitely. Many people would like to come back to their native places and enjoy the things which were given by their motherland. As their relatives or their family members definitely welcome them very happily. Though they behave like native foreigners, their family members never mind about their communication or language or style, but they welcome them very happily. Here also, this poem celebrates the arrival of a boy from abroad who was an African educated boy. This poem is all about the celebration of the arrival of a boy from abroad who was an educated African boy. Now let me to explain each stanza of the poem. In the first stanza, the speaker says that, "Look, where you walk, unholy stranger. This is the land of the eighth harmony. In the rainbow, black. This is the dark side of the moon. Brought to light, this is the canvas of God's masterstroke." In the first stanza, the speaker very clearly says that here he calls his homecoming son as unholy stranger. It's why he calls his homecoming son as unholy stranger. Yes, because he went to other countries and he became unholy. And now he is stranger to his motherland. Hence he called him as unholy stranger. And this is the land of the eighth harmony in the rainbow black. If we look at the rainbow, how many colors we can see? Yes, 7 colors we can see. But the poet Medin, being as an Ethiopian poet, African poet, black poet, he says that this is the black color, which is the eighth harmony in the rainbow. It says that there are 8 colors in the rainbow. The eighth one is the black, African. It is the dark side of the moon. Yes, this is the dark side of moon. The front side of moon will be bright and the back side of moon will be dark. And she says that it is the dark side of the moon brought to light, both became like good friends, two types of same kind together. The black came to light because of the God's tricks, master plan. It says that with the grace of God, the black boy came to light to his motherland. In the second stanza, again the poet says, like, out of your foreign outfit, unholy stranger, feel part of the great work of art. Walk in peace, walk alone, walk tall, walk free, walk naked. Let the feelers of your motherland caress your bare feet. Let her breathe, kiss your naked body. In the second stanza, it tells the homecoming son, like, a boy, though you have been wearing the dress like foreigners, outfit means dress, foreigners, yes, we welcome you. And in your motherland, you can walk very freely, walk in peace, walk alone, walk tall means pride, walk naked means freely as you like. And let her breathe, kiss your naked body. Let the culture of this land imprint in your body, imprint in your mind, in your heart. If I want to tell him very simply, in the second stanza, the speaker tells his homecoming son that though he had been wearing the dress like foreigners, unholy strangers, he can be as a part of his native motherland and he can freely walk, freely live very proudly and proudly without any fear and to adapt the culture of his motherland in his body, in his heart. But watch, very walk forgotten stranger. This is the very depth of your roots block, where the tom-toms of your fathers vibrated in the fearful silence of the valleys, shook in the closest bodies of the mountains, in deep chest of the jungles, walk proud. In the third stanza, he calls the homecoming son as forgotten stranger. Yes, he called him as forgotten son because as he had forgotten his hometown, the areas, the nature, the roads. So he explains him his area, the roads of his area, the nature of his motherland, including the sounds of his father. In the third stanza, the poet introduced his motherland to homecoming son by calling him as forgotten stranger. In the fourth stanza, he says that, watch, listen to the calls of an ancestral spirit's prodigal son. To the call of the uninvited soul, they welcome you home in the song of birds. You hear your suspended family name. The winds whisper the golden names of your tribal warriors. The fresh breeze blown onto your nostrils plots their bones turn to dust. What turn? The spirits welcome their lost son returned. Yes, in the fourth stanza, he says that yes, he was a prodigal son. The homecoming son was a prodigal son. An educated African boy who came from abroad was a prodigal son because he had not money. He wasted the money of his father and he became prodigal. Even then, the spirits, the songs of birds, the wind, the fresh air welcomed him. That is the culture of his motherland. Though he was an unholy stranger, forgotten stranger, prodigal son, the songs of the birds of his motherland, the winds, fresh air, the spirits welcomed him, welcomed the lost son. Yes, he also called him as lost son because yes, he was lost son for many years. After many years, he came back to his village, his motherland, hence he called him by that word. Then in the last stanza, again it says that, like, watch and out of your foreign outfit, brother, feel part of the work of art. Walk in chapter, walk in rhymes, walk tall, walk free, walk naked. Let the roots of your motherland caress your body. Let the naked skin absorb the home sun and shine ebony. Mean in the last stanza, again, right, it says the same because right, this is the repeated stanza. Hence, it says that to adapt the culture of his motherland and to be very happily in his motherland, to live very happily, very proudly and proudly in his motherland, and to imprint the tradition of his motherland in his art, and to enjoy with the things which were given to him by his motherland. Mean in the last stanza, the speaker simply tells him to enjoy all the beautiful things which were given by his motherland to him very freely, very happily, without any fear, without any half-right, and to adapt that culture in his art and in his mind. This is the analysis of the poem Homecoming Son. And dear students, the summary of this poem I will send you separately. Please follow this and make your notes. Thank you. May God bless you.